Hello.
Hello.
You have Dana and Ghostly Josh back. We're
Ooh.
gonna take a crack at the 2026-2027 NFL season. We have, I think, 6 weeks until the Patriots play the Seahawks in the Super Bowl rematch. That's on a Wednesday.
Wait, what?
What?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
What the hell is the NFL doing?
Clear your calendars. Let's just double check.
We got a Wednesday game, we got Thursday, we got Friday games. It's not too much football, but just can we get some consistency
Yeah,
for
can we
God's
get
sake?
Tuesday?
Just have them every day of the week at this point. I mean, come on,
As
man.
long as every team always has at least 6 days in between games, right?
I mean, I could stand an NFL season that was a year long, let's just string it all out.
But then I'd try to watch every single game,
I
and
know.
that would be bad for some people. Yeah. Wednesday, September 9th,
Boy, okay. Huh.
uh, which is when's Labor Day? Is it the
It's
7th?
yeah, it's that Monday.
I think that's usually when we do our draft, so that's going to be real quick. Um,
Uh-huh.
anyway, okay. So we're going to do previews of the divisions. We did this last year. Today, we randomly selected the NFC West and North.
Mm-hmm.
So let's jump into it. So we're basically going to discuss kind of teams from those divisions, who they added, who they subtracted, and kind of what our feelings are towards these teams going into the season. And then after we get through all the divisions, we'll do a maybe an over under wins, what we think prediction sort of a thing. So let's start with the defending champions, Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a good way to get started is to talk about departures, additions, and then that'll kind of feed into I don't know, I guess hashing out each team. So let's start with departures. So Kenneth Walker, he won the MVP, didn't he? Of
The
this
Super Bowl
Super
MVP.
Bowl?
Yeah.
Super Bowl, yeah.
They were not going to give it to Darnold.
Yeah, so a big question mark obviously is he's gone, Kenneth Walker, right? He was I don't know, he was a top 5 running back last year easily, wasn't he?
Yeah. I would say that he was fantasy wise and output wise. He was certainly a key engine of that offense,
Yeah, so
heavily relied on.
he signed a 3-year deal with the Chiefs, and then you got Charbonnet, who I think tore his ACL
Yes.
in the
Uh-huh.
playoffs, so he won't be back for day one. So obviously, a big question mark is what does their backfield look like, at least early in the season? So they had George Palani, which was like a third stringer. They signed him back. Emmanuel Wilson, I think, was the second or third stringer for the Packers. So they added some depth there, but I don't know. Over the past several years, the running back position has become a little bit of a commodity. I think we're kind of going back to it's less of a commodity than we thought. So with the Seahawks, we're going to find out if losing Kenneth Walker is a big deal or not a big deal.
I feel like the running backs have been undervalued, certainly through the last decade into the COVID period. And I think you're seeing a resurgence of value being put on running backs. Maybe not to the point of needing to draft them as high as, say, some of them have been. Was it Ashton Gentry was drafted a top 5, top 6 pick? Saquon Barkley, when he was drafted, I think, fifth. And that doesn't seem to be uh, very smart, but they are becoming more of, I think, of centerpieces of offenses, especially as play callers like McVay want to run those 3 tight end sets where they can get a lot from their blocking and a lot of push, but then also flex to do receiving. So having a running back who can make something of that extra blocking, but then also be on the receiving end of some passes, I think is critical. So I don't think that's going to happen in Kansas City. I know we're talking about Kansas City, but I don't think they're going to be there.
Really?
Yeah,
2 dud years in a row?
yeah,
Well, Mahomes is. I don't think Mahomes is going to make it back for week one. Although I think
yeah.
whatever his rehab's going well. Like projected to be back quicker than expected or something like that. But I don't know if he'll be back for week one. But I don't know. I don't know how they don't like. How do they like? Are the Chiefs just washed or what? Like,
I mean, I do wonder. I know you can't. We're not one bad year, but Reed is old. He's older. They've had some migration at the offensive coordinator position. Eric Bieniemy's had some off the field familial issues that are sort of unrelated to football recently. That can have an impact. I don't. It is. And then the Mahomes injury coming into this season, it's not a recipe for success. It's not like you're looking at the checkboard for success and you're going like, oh yeah, I got all this. None of those are on there.
But Kelsey just got younger, didn't he? So they got that going for them.
He didn't. Plus, he's married, so
Yeah.
another level of commitment there for him. I mean, so yeah, man, that is not where. If I'm picking division winners, I don't know that I'm riding with KC.
All right. Well,
Who is not in either of the divisions we're talking about today.
I think I have to think about that more later.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll get to that.
Mhm.
I don't know, next week or the week after, or maybe
Sometime.
the week after.
We've got 6 weeks.
Yeah, you
Lots
talked
to talk about.
coordinator
Mm-hmm.
issue. So
Yes.
the coordinator, the
Mhm.
Seahawks lost Clint Kubiak, who was their offensive coordinator, and he was given quite a bit of credit for working well with Darnold and kind of coming up with creative plays and calling them at the right time. So that's another question mark, right? He's gone. Brian Fleury, obviously related to Marc-Andre Fleury, who was a good goaltender in the NHL for a lot of years, right?
Uh-huh.
So, there's not continuity there. There's a new offensive coordinator, new coordinator, star running back is gone. And then you've got, I don't know, the hangover effect or like target on your back because you won the Super Bowl. I don't know. Like, I think the Seahawks are still a playoff team. I don't know that they're going to have as much success as they had last year, just because it is tough. Like, that's a tough division. I mean, Stafford was incredible. The 49ers won 12 games last year, so it's going to be a tough division. I don't know. I don't think the Seahawks win the division. I do think they probably make the playoffs, but I don't think they're repeating. I do think McDonald's a really good coach, but I just think it's going to be difficult to have that level of success. So I'm going to say maybe they sneak into the playoffs, but they don't make a lot of noise.
The big question, I think, is bigger than any of that, except maybe tied to the offensive coordinator leaving, is what about the quarterback? I mean, Darnold, Super Bowl winning quarterback Sam Darnold, who, like, when he was on the Jets, when he left the Jets, when he was on Carolina, when he left Carolina, when he was on the Rams, when he left the Rams, nobody, when he was on the Vikings, maybe some people thought he might, win, but nobody thought Super Bowl winning quarterback. Now he's got a ring. Something that some of the all-time greats don't have. Is he any good this year? Like, is he any good? Like,
I think he'll still be good. Like,
yeah,
he's got his head on straight. He's capable. I think he'll be fine. I don't think he'll be. I mean, I don't know what his stats were last year. Obviously, he won, but their defense was incredible. Great coaching. Very good. Njigba was a stud. Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet were both good. So.
All right, so just quickly stats. 5th in passing, 2nd in yards per attempt, tied for 7th for completion rate, and then tied for 8th in terms of passing grade. I don't know what that metric is. It's just what Google spit out at me. All of that saying is he was about the 10th to the 11th ranked quarterback last year. So he feels consistent.
Who we thought he is.
I mean, yeah. So if he's between the 10th, the 15th best quarterback in the league, I mean, Seattle's probably making the playoffs.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So they lost a couple. They lost a safety, Kobe Bryant, and a cornerback, Reek Woolen. I'm pretty sure both of those guys were starters, so I don't know how they're going to backfill that. But again, McDonald's got a plan, right? Like, he's not an idiot. He's a defensive-minded guy. I don't think their defense is going to struggle or anything like that. So I'm saying they don't win the division, but they sneak in the playoffs. What are you thinking?
I mean, that sounds right to me. I feel, I think everyone is gearing up for the Rams in terms of, I think they're the Super Bowl favorites. I think that makes them the divisional favorites.
The Rams are the Super Bowl favorites?
I think so. Aren't they coming out of the season? Yeah. Well, provided Puka can stay sane relatively. stay out of trouble. I don't think we're talking about the Cardinals as Super Bowl favorites, probably.
No, yeah, don't ink that one. Yeah, so you sort of agree with me on there.
Oh yeah,
the Seahawks.
yeah. I think they're playoff team, wild card team. You know, the fifth or 16th probably.
All right, let's move on to the 49ers. Okay, so the 49ers, basically everyone on the team got injured last year, but they still won 12 games. And I don't even remember how they did in the playoffs.
So they beat the Eagles pretty convincingly, and then they lost to the Rams.
Okay.
No, that's correct. No, they lost to the Seahawks.
Did they?
They must have, because the Bears lost to the Rams.
Last year's
and then it's Seahawks
NFL playoff bracket is what we're gonna try to pull up here.
Yeah.
Okay. This says that
that's 2 years ago. Lions did not make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago. Come on, give me something. Is this right?
That would be it. And so they beat the Eagles, and then they played the Rams, and the Bears played No, that's not right. The Bears played the Rams, and the Seahawks played the Niners.
Oh, the Niners played the Seahawks
because San Francisco, with a 12-5 record, was the sixth team, the sixth ranked playoff team.
Crazy. So, all right, let's see what the Niners got. So they signed Mike Evans, and I think there was he was number 13 and Purdy's number 13, and there's this whole thing about who's going to have number 13. So I think Mike Evans took a different number. I think he's number 5 or something like that. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy how much these guys care about a jersey number. I couldn't give two shits about what number. If someone wanted a number, I'd be like, sure, have it. I don't really care, but whatever. It seems like everyone else doesn't want to give up their number.
If you're an industry defining player, I get it that maybe your number is synonymous with who you are as a player. But I mean, as good as Mike Evans is, that is not the case. He's not Jerry Rice.
True.
He's not going to leave his career and they're going to say Mike Evans and Jerry Rice. It's just going to be Jerry Rice.
True. So, I mean, I would say he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but
yeah.
I don't know.
But there's how many wide receivers in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Bunch.
7. No.
70.
More than that.
Yeah. 30. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not trying to bag on him specifically, but it's just
yeah. All right. So Dre Greenlaw signed a 1-year deal. So he was, I think, a free agent. So he's back. I think he's a big piece of I know he's a big piece of their defense. I think he was injured a decent amount last year, but so that's big for them. Who did they lose? Kendrick Bourne. He was kind of like a third string receiver. He had a good year, but when everyone was healthy, he wasn't really one of their top options. They lost Brian Robinson Jr., a backup running back, Sky Moore. So it seems like they kept a lot of their talent from last year. So I mean, this division's going to be, what was it? 3 teams had 12 wins or more last year.
Yes, 3 teams.
And one of them was not the Cardinals.
One of them was not the Cardinals. All 3 of them were not the Cardinals, in fact. And 2 of those teams made the NFC Championship game, and one of them won the Super Bowl. So this is a really good division. 14-3 and 2 12-5 teams.
Yeah.
Really good.
Do you see any of those 3 teams falling off? I just don't know who it would be.
I would say it's this one here. And I don't think it's probably going to happen. They may not win 12 games, but I feel like they're still a playoff. They're going to be a competitive team. But it's this is the team that I feel like is on the cusp of that. The injury to Kittle, I don't think you can't ignore that. And it's just there was a point in time in last season when it felt like San Francisco was on the downturn anyway, and then they, towards the latter half of the season, they went on the upswing. So I can see that this be it. Plus, they practice near a power plant, and that's degenerating all their joints, I guess.
So that's, I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah.
Did anything more come out of that?
I haven't heard that, but it is. I mean, coming on into last year, they were like, in terms of like injury rate, they were one of the highest teams in terms of just pure injury rate. And then somebody was equating that because they like practiced under like high tension wires or near them. So regardless of the reason, if your team is more injured than most, that's just not good. Like that's not a good sign. Yeah, it's a bad thing. So that winning checklist, that's not on there either. So it just this one feels like they're the ones that are teetering on the edge. And then I was looking at a TikToker earlier today, and that individual pointed out, every other year they're only good every other year. So they were good last year. They could be, be a 9-win team this year.
Yeah, and then the Shanahan texting
That's it.
accident. It seems like more information keeps coming out about that. I don't know. That could throw a wrinkle into things.
Well, he admitted that he was wrong. He came out and admitted he was at fault. That's what a headline I read this morning.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, it's hard to imagine he misses time, but at the same time, I don't know. I could see like a 1-game suspension,
something like that. What I do appreciate is the accountability. Now I didn't hear how severely the accident was or what injuries were like, but he did come up and say, no, it was my fault, after initial reporting said that it was not. So there's something to be said for that, and the type of person that is. That's a leader, and so people who are true leaders find a way to win and find a way to get a group of people to win. So wouldn't count him out.
Shanahan's a leader, and Tony Romo drank a leader before he got pulled over.
Well, he was in Wisconsin. I thought that was legal there.
It is.
Yeah. See what's going on.
No, it's not. But yeah, it's like the least strict state as far as
drinking
such things go. But whatever.
Yeah, like back in the 70s, they were the only state, I think, in the union that like refused to raise the drinking age from 18 to 21, and then the federal government had to step in to deny them like federal highway repair funds because there were so many accidents from kids coming back over the borders like drunk as hell. And then they finally got them to raise the drinking age. So anyway.
Didn't think you would hear that tidbit today, no, did you?
No. Tell your friends.
Okay, so we both think, I don't know. We both think the Niners are going to be decent.
9 wins.
I don't know. Yeah. 9, you think? No playoffs or what?
I mean, 9 could get you in at the 7th seed.
True.
Depending on the year.
I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's not the AFC, but
for some reason, I feel like the Seahawks regress a little bit, and maybe the Niners take their place a little bit. I don't know. Like, the Rams are a safe bet, I guess, to win the division. But yeah, I mean, I think all 3 of those top teams are going to be good.
Well, and the other thing is, just to throw this in, so typically when you look at like playoff teams from year to year, there's usually at least 4 teams that do not make it, who did make it previously. So when you have 3/4 of your division making it in the playoffs, it feels like, just statistically speaking, one of those teams probably isn't going to make the playoffs again, just based on all of those different data points.
So. Well, yeah, I mean, like, if all 3 of those make it, then you have essentially one other wild card team from the north, and Lions, Packers, Bears,
Vikings. Even Vikings won 9 games last year. I mean, they had a winning record.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right,
the Rams team. They were. Who did they lose to? The Seahawks, right?
In the NFC Championship.
Oh yeah, that was a good game.
It was
close.
Yeah.
Okay, so the notable additions. So they got this Myles Garrett guy from the Browns.
Yeah.
He has 2 first names, so that's all I know about him.
Yeah.
Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs. I believe he was a very solid cornerback. They re-signed Cam Curl. Is Aaron Donald coming back?
So that's what's going to be my question. Did he come back yet? Because there were pictures of him practicing, taken with a telephoto lens, of him practicing at the Rams facility earlier, after the Garrett trade became official. I haven't heard anything. Feels to me if it's going to happen, it's probably going to be some surprise announcement toward the end of the season. But if he does come back and is anywhere near form, they have to be the best defense in the league, just based on that alone.
Imagine trying to block Garrett.
No. I mean, they're going to win 15 games.
Yeah.
If they're both play, and they both are healthy,
You just have to let them both through every time they
Dude,
try to throw a screen right behind
I
them.
just feel like you just go down. You got to play 11, and most of that is on the line. It's just your quarterback and like one other dude you're trying to throw to.
I'm picturing a meme of like linemen from sideline to
Yeah,
sideline.
yeah.
This too.
We're gonna see the 5 tight end set born next year.
Yeah. So they have. Other than that, I mean, they must have pretty much everyone back. So Puka get hurt in the playoffs?
I think he was injured, but then he also bit somebody that he
Oh,
shouldn't have bitten, and there are pictures of that. But he went into rehab for biting.
really?
He went to rehab for something
Oh, okay.
because of but
So there's that.
and so he is so good at football, but then he's so good at maybe some things that you might not want to be so good at.
Yeah. Who else? What other receivers do they have? I forget from year to year.
I don't even know. I mean, the other good one they have, Cooper Cup, he left and he won another ring with Seattle. So
Yeah.
I don't know that they have.
Oh, Devontae Adams.
Oh, yeah.
Devontae.
Well, he came. Was he there all of last year, or did he get there?
Uh, he started on the Jets, I thought.
And then did they trade him? Yes, at the start of the no, that was 2 years ago because he went there. He went to the Jets because Aaron Rodgers was there, and then I don't know when he got to the Rams. Is he any good anymore? Let's ask that question instead.
Struggled a little bit staying healthy. He was kind of in and out of the lineup, but yeah, I mean, you got Matt Stafford like throwing to you, like yeah, you're going to be good as long as you can stay healthy. Kyron Williams and who's the backup? Blake Corum. So yeah, I mean, the Rams aren't going to have any issues. I think they're the pretty much the consensus. Well, you said they're the Super Bowl favorite, so they're obviously the consensus pick to win that division. And McVay's a decent coach, so I think they're going to have things figured out.
Okay, maybe sparking a little bit of an offensive revolution with his 13 personnel. But yeah, Devontae Adams had 14 touchdowns last year. Last year was his first season with the Rams. So they've got some wide receiver talent. They drafted another quarterback. That's always fun. There was some controversy over that.
Who is it?
Who the hell knows? But like there was the big deal about McVay appearing pissy about it at the press conference, but then maybe that was all just show to mollify their existing quarterback, Matt Stafford. So who the hell knows? I mean, if Stafford can stay healthy, he is a bit aged. I still think I'm not sure what the ceiling is. Well, the ceiling is the Super Bowl for this team. So
yeah, and the question is like, can Stafford play like 5 more years? Like, it's not like he's super fast anyway. Like, that's not really a weapon. I mean,
how's their offensive line? That's the question for him.
They lost Havenstein or Stein. I don't know. Losing one guy probably shouldn't be that big of a deal, but that was kind of their problem a few years ago. But I thought they kind of shored that up last year, and that's why he had such a good year. But we'll see. All right, there's one team left in that division, the mighty Cardinals.
Boy,
and they are not going to make the playoffs. Jeremiah Love, was he a first rounder from Notre Dame? I want to say,
how would you do that to your team?
He was taken pretty high. So they have Jeremiah Love. They got Tyler Algier from the Falcons for running back depth. They signed Kendrick Bourne. I mean, Gardner Minshew and Jacoby Brissett. Is that a competition?
No, I think Brissett was named the starter last week. And he was drafted, Jeremiah Love was drafted 3rd overall. And I will refer people to the beginning of our podcast when I talked about running backs being drafted early.
But Jacoby Brissett said he sees why he was drafted there, and he says he's really good.
I'm sure he's an excellent running back. The last time the running back was the best player on your team and you won a Super Bowl was probably the right answer.
Okay, they lost Kyler Murray. He's on my team now. Calais Campbell, it says he moved on. Isn't he like 100 years old?
That's what moving on is. He's fishing, he's hunting, he's building a log cabin in the woods. He's moved on. He's got his own
Uh,
shit right now, you know?
all right. So what's the ceiling for this team? Like, who's their coach?
Oh, he's from the Packers, isn't he? Isn't he one of the Packers
Yeah.
people, right? Oh no, he's a LaFleur. He's a LaFleur.
LaFleur. They
He's a
got the LaFleur, and the Halfley went to the Miami.
yes. The defensive coordinator for the Packers went to the Dolphins. I don't think LaFleur was from this. LaFleur was from the Rams, although the other LaFleur was from the Rams too.
Happy LaFleur.
No, he was from the Titans by way of McVay. Anyway, yeah, I think he was the Rams offensive coordinator or offensive something.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think if they win, their over under wins has to be like 4.5. It can't be very high. If they win 6 games, I think they're ecstatic and they hope to be relevant 2 years from now. I don't know what else to say. We got a lot of other stuff to talk about.
It's just
Not the Cardinals.
no, but I'm still trying to. Yeah, whatever. I just don't. I just you're the running back is the last piece that you add, right? Like build from the lines, and then you get a line and a quarterback, and then maybe you get a running back, right? But
Yeah. Go ahead and ask AI if the Cardinals are good at football and if they're going to have success this year.
it just doesn't. He feels like he's on a different team because he was traded 3 years from now, and I bet he has a great career after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move over to the
Not making the playoffs.
what's that?
Cardinals not making
Cardinals
the playoffs.
out. No. I guess it would be a bold take. Maybe one of us should say, "Oh yeah, Cardinals. I think they're going to be good. They're going to contend for the NFC West," but it's just not happening.
I don't. I do not see it. And unless every other team gets COVID,
Yeah.
and they don't for some reason because the desert air is very dry.
Yeah. The viruses don't survive.
They don't. No, it's too hot. It's too. They don't like the muggy humidity.
Okay, let's go to the NFC North. What team do you want to start with?
I mean, I like the Lions.
Like, you like them, or you would like to start with them?
I don't know. They're kind of cute, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. Shut up.
Okay, the Lions finished 9-8, and basically, well, they lost their 2 coordinators, right? And then they didn't make the playoffs, right?
They did not. They were kind of competitive. They're done. I mean, they won 9 games. They were competitive for a playoff spot, kind of right to the last couple of weeks of the season. They beat the Bears twice, but yeah, they did not make those playoffs.
So now the question is, okay, is Campbell? Well, I think everyone thinks Campbell's a good head coach, but like, can he have the success he had with when he had the 2 coordinators, kind of the three-headed monster of coaches?
Well, they already fired their offensive. So the guy who replaced Ben Johnson, they fired him last year, mid-season. So
that's right. And Campbell started calling the plays, but like
he did, but then he didn't, and then they fired the guy.
Anyway,
I mean, they had a lull in the middle of their season where they couldn't get their offense to do what they wanted to do. I remember I criticized Goff on this podcast last year, and you looked at me like I had 5 heads because his numbers were really good, but I was like, he's old. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's just the fucking Lions, man. There's no history of them being good for a sustained period of time.
Hey. So they lost David Montgomery. So the 2-headed monster, I keep talking about heads and monsters, but Gibbs and Montgomery, right? It's like I don't know, fire and ice or whatever. Yeah. Montgomery's gone.
Yep.
I don't know, I guess, who their second string running back is now, but Gibbs, I guess they're going to beat to death. And then the key with the Lions was they had a top 5 or top 2 offensive line the last couple of years. This is telling me that Taylor Decker and Graham Glasgow were released for financial reasons. So is their offensive line like going to be a hodgepodge mess, or obviously they must have some sort of plan to replace those guys, but that'll be something to watch. The key with Goff is he's not that mobile, but it didn't matter because they protected him really well, so he could just sit there and throw. I guess that's the big question. And then the other thing was, the question is, does Campbell like is it too physical? Is it too demanding at defense? Like he had so many guys getting hurt, and it's like, well, yeah, when you play like at 100% all the time, like is it worth it? You know, Vrabel was criticized of that in Tennessee too. Is like they're playing too hard and too physical, and they just get hurt, and then you don't have a team when the playoffs come around. I think the Texans kind of same sort of thing there with how they play defense, but so that's the question. Do they tone it down a little bit, or do they still have a bunch of injuries on defense? But I don't know. Like the Bears had a good season last year. They won their division. I don't know. Like I could definitely see the Packers or Lions having a good year and taking back the North. But I don't know. At the same time, it's like, do we think the Lions are going to be as good as they were 2 years ago? Like it doesn't on paper,
Nope.
it doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't feel like it.
Like
Right?
the zest of the comeback story is
That's
kind of
right.
gone, and
Yeah. Like, could they be 9-8 again and miss the playoffs? That feels like the most. That feels right to me, right? Like they're right there, they're competitive, but there just isn't enough of any one thing to put them over the top. There's just that whatever magic was there is gone. Yeah, I don't. I feel like they're the outside looking in. I feel like they're the outside looking
yeah.
in.
So reading more, Cade Mays, I don't even know who that is, signed a multi-year deal. He's a offensive lineman who's supposed to stabilize their interior line. I don't know. He must be good. Offensive lineman and depth. Larry Borum, Ben Barch, and Juice Scruggs. They got all via trade. So they have a lot of, I guess they brought in a lot of guys now.
So at least they recognize the importance of the offensive line, which to me that is solid foundation from which to build a decent football team. So as long as they're keeping that line and emphasis and focus on the line, again, they could win 9 games.
Here's
enough talent. Yeah.
Here's something that just crossed my mind. So they're playing a fourth place schedule
Yeah, that's true.
because the Vikings won all those games and like beat them out on a tiebreaker, I think. So the Vikings
Yeah.
have the third place schedule.
Yeah.
Lions have the fourth place schedule. So for those not familiar with how scheduling works, basically you have a few games where you play the fourth place team from another division if you're the fourth place team from the year before. So they try to make it so that the teams that didn't do as well have a little bit easier schedule the next year. So for what it's worth, the Lions are going to have the quote unquote easiest schedule in the NFC North this year, but we'll see. It doesn't always shake out that way because that fourth place team that you're playing, maybe they're a lot better than people thought, and then you have a tougher game than you thought. But
well, and if that's the difference between 9 and 10 wins, then that could be the difference between the seventh playoff spot and not being in the playoffs. I mean, the Packers were in the playoffs at 9-7-1. So, getting to that 10th win is almost going to guarantee them a playoff spot. Feels like.
Yeah.
So and maybe that's it. Because again, they feel decent. They feel decent, but not great.
Yeah. And so every team in the North had a winning record last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It kind of feels like it's going to be similar.
Yeah.
Like I guess I was going to say I don't know if I could pick a team that I definitely think is at the bottom. I don't know. Maybe it's the Vikings, but I mean, if Kyler Murray is decent, like they have weapons around him, like they could be good. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I guess it'll be interesting to see if the Bears can kind of keep what they had going, if they can kind of stay at the top. I mean, they definitely have a target on their back this year, so we'll see. All right.
Talk about the Bears.
The Bears.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the Bears. We shouldn't have to look anything up on them, right? You got it all.
I just got it all. No, man, I don't know the the intricacies of their on and off field signings and whatnot and departures. I just look at none of that fucking matters. Like it comes down to can Caleb Williams be consistent for 4 quarters, consistently good, right? Because anybody can be consistently bad, I'm sure, but can he be consistently good? Can they take what happened in the last 2 minutes of every game they won last year and spread that out to 60? And I don't know the answer to that question. And I think, a lot of Ben Johnson got a lot of love. There's a lot of faith in him, but until until he does something repeatable, which is what most Bears head coaches have failed to do after a successful season and a playoff appearance. I don't. There's really nothing else to say. Just win on the field, and that doesn't happen until September. So
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
they lost
DJ Moore is the
DJ
big
Moore.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if that's really that big of a
addition
deal.
by subtraction. The backfield. Here's what like this. They've lost some of their key safeties. They lost in the the interior linebacker. They lost. Their defense is not supposed to be very good. So that's
Yeah.
not a great sign.
Tremaine Edmonds gone. Kevin Byard gone. Jaquan Brisker gone. When those guys were healthy, they were some of the better players on the defense.
Byard especially was one of the best safeties in the league last year. I think he made a Pro Bowl last year. So, and he was led the league in interceptions, perhaps at least to a point. So that is scary to me in and of itself. Like if the Bears are playing from behind all the time because the defense sucks, that's not great. And the offense then can't get started because I don't even know why they can't get started, and they shit around for 3 quarters and then decide to pick up the pace in the waning minutes of the fourth. That's just not sustainable. So if I had to pick, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
All right, I'll go with you. I mean, you're a fan, and you say they're not going to, so I'll agree.
I just think, yeah, first place schedule. You add then layer that like first place schedule. I think their first game is against the Patriots.
Yeah. Well, the Seahawks play the Patriots.
Oh, they're Super Bowl, so that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
pick somebody good.
I think Ben Johnson in a given year is good enough to get a team to the playoffs no matter what. But yeah, I mean, the other teams in the North, I don't see them regressing from last year. So it's going to be tough, right? It's going to be tough to win a lot of games in the division.
All right, their first game's against the Panthers, so they could start undefeated.
The
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, the one that made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, 7-9.
Yeah, they're good.
Or 8-9.
8-9. Yeah, they had the weird tiebreaker where like the Saints
and the Falcons were all in it. No, it was
the Falcons. There's some weird third tiebreaker situation head to head. Because how did that work? The Buccaneers beat the Panthers in week 18, but because the Saints beat the Falcons, then the Panthers.
They all had, I think they all had the same record, or at least the top two teams of that division had the same losing record. And because of some Byzantine tiebreaker, Carolina went and then promptly lost to the.
And if you think we're making stuff up, go look it up.
That's right.
There was some weirdness.
There was, although it was a relatively competitive game against the Rams in that first round of the playoffs. They lost by, I think, a field goal.
You're right. It was a close game. Panthers. Why are we talking about Panthers? So the Bears maybe have a middling season, and
I think 7-8 wins feels right for this team.
Yeah, but then you think about, I don't know, like Caleb's obviously gotten better. You got Ben Johnson. I don't know.
Like, I mean, there is a lot of love for this team right now. I get it, but it's all hopes and dreams. It's all hopes and dreams. It's not like, you're looking back at 3 years of successful football, where they made the playoffs every year. They won a playoff game every year. They've got double-digit wins every year. It's one season, one playoff victory. So I don't know. Let's see him do it a couple more times.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think they're over under win totals like 8.5 or 9.
Yeah, that feels right. I'd probably take the under.
So
I would take the under.
Oh, I guess it's 9.5.
Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, Vegas thinks they're gonna win 9 or 10 games. So that's right on the edge of the playoffs. So I guess that's fair.
Yep. Now, winning 9 games and missing the playoffs doesn't feel like a disaster of a season either, but it would feel like a regression,
for sure. And
it would be obviously, but it's
going to be tough to get to the dynasty if you have a regression.
That's right.
We'll see. All right. What else do we have to say about the Bears? The Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. Okay, let's do the Packers.
The
Packers team.
A lot of online doubt about the Packers. I mean, people wanted the coach gone last year, which I do not get.
Yeah. Okay, so they lost Rashawn Gary, Elgton Jenkins, Quay Walker, Octavian Wicks, Dobbs. Really, this is crazy. I didn't know all this. Dobbs is gone. Man, Dobbs was like their
Mhm.
most consistent. Like he doesn't present as like this crazy awesome receiver. Like he's not really a big guy, but like he was like a great possession receiver. I'm surprised they let him go. They did have a lot of depth though. So
Mhm.
Christian Watson and Jaden Reed and who else am I not thinking of? Um, anyway, losing receivers for them, I don't think is that big of a deal. Elgton Jenkins was a very above average offensive lineman, I think. And Rashawn Gary, it says, traded in a surprising move during March. So I don't know. They added Hargrave at defensive tackle, Zaire Franklin, Juiced from the Commanders. Um, all right. So the Packers. I don't know. Again, it's hard for me to remember year to year, but like Jordan Love last year had kind of an underwhelming year. I don't remember.
He
Is that
was no, he was up at the top tier. Like he was like 11, 10, like 9. He was decent. He was certainly top half of the quarterbacks in the league. I don't think he's the problem. I don't know what I mean. Look, John Croft, the tight end got injured, and then Micah
Kraft?
Parsons,
Yeah.
yeah, Kraft, excuse me, thank you. And Micah Parsons got injured, and both of those guys will be injured to start the year too. So,
Or as Jerry Jones says, Michael Parsons.
yes, Michael Parsons, Mikhail Parkins, whatever. He's injured, and so I feel like they probably start rough, and they're going to be around the playoffs. This is a team that's probably going to win 9, 10 games again and be right there. Certainly in this division, I think they'll be competitive. They definitely, I know they lost to the Bears twice last year out of 3 possible times, but yeah, I think they probably finished at or near the top of the division this year.
It's coming back to me now. The Bears came back from what, like 20 points down in that playoff game?
Yes, they had the
Or
miracle throw.
it was three possessions anyway. And the whole like in talking to some Packers fans around here, the whole thing was like these are things you don't really know unless it's your team. But like apparently LaFleur they thought was kind of on the way out, and then he
Yep.
blew that game, and it was like
Yep.
he's got to be gone. And then
Yep.
they
They
like
hate him.
extended him.
Yeah, the fan base is not happy with LaFleur. From the outside looking in, I mean, you're talking about a coach who makes the playoffs more often than not. Who took a quarterback in Jordan Love and and elevated him to one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and then took another quarterback in Malik Willis and won 3 games with him. And that was a quarterback nobody wanted. And now that kid is his new contract with a new team and is competing for a starting job.
He who else do the Dolphins have at quarterback? Like isn't it basically
Is it him? Oh, maybe it is his. Yeah, because that's right. Because the defense. So that's the other thing. The defensive coordinator for the Packers, when now head coach of the Dolphins. I don't think that's impacting the Packers to a great degree. Yeah, he is. He's the starting quarterback. Quinn Ewers. Oh, Texas guy.
Yeah. So Malik Willis is
Starting quarterback in
day
the
one
NFL.
starter.
Yeah. So the idea that you would get rid of Matt LaFleur as your head coach is a terrible one, I think. And not because I'm a Bears fan and want them to lose. I just think he's a good coach. And I think he's got at least the record to back it up, if not the playoff success, which does come into play.
Do you remember how bad Malik Willis was on the Titans when he
Yes,
had to
it was. He was terrible, and then he won 3 games. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that was not nothing.
Yeah, he was incredible on the Packers.
Yeah.
Very get your popcorn ready for that. Like, I don't know. Is he gonna be great? Is he gonna suck because he doesn't have the coaching he had in Green Bay? Like I don't know.
And that's the question. I don't even who is the offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins? I have no idea. What is their offensive line like? I have no idea. Like, even outside of the receivers, which none of them are jumping out at me right now, if you don't have the right OC and a quarterback guy, whatever, or the right offensive, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're not going to be very good. I think the Packers will be good, though.
Yeah, I think the Packers win the division this year. Obviously, I want the Vikings too, but I think the Packers win the division. We both kind of think the Bears have a little bit of a regression, maybe.
Yes.
The Lions are around 500, maybe. I don't really know what to make of the Vikings until I actually see them play week 1 with whether it's Kyler Murray or whatever. I got to see what it looks like before I really like. They could be good, but they also could suck. I don't know. So that's where we're at there, and then we're thinking Rams in the West. Maybe the Niners do the every other. We're not going to be very good this year situation.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals aren't going to be good at football.
And Seahawks probably in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Seahawks probably in the playoffs. And I think, we said, what, for the NFC North, Packers at the top, probably. And will this division spit out another playoff team? I don't think so. I think the Vikings, to get to 9 wins last year, I think everybody's kind of sleeping on them because I think I think you got a great head coach. He got 9 wins out of that team. 9 wins.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. They're just unpredictable. Yeah. Like I feel like I
just don't know what you're gonna get.
And I guess the NFL is unpredictable. Like there's always a couple teams that like you were almost positive we're going to have pretty good years that just didn't have good years. So
but Kyler Murray is your starting quarterback. The answer is, was he the problem in Arizona? And the answer is, I don't think anybody really knows. I mean, Arizona is historically a problem from a football perspective. So,
but it's his attitude is really the question because he's so like resting bitch face, like he doesn't act like he cares, which I don't think is accurate, but like that's how it comes across. So when he doesn't play well, it's like
it's the baggage that you get from playing with a shitty franchise that just likes to lose and seems to want to invest in it for some reason. So it's just, again, O'Connell's a good coach. Is there the right material there to forge a chance? Like they won 9 games. If that quarterback is right, then they're going to make the playoffs. I don't know what the record's going to be, but they will make the playoffs if that quarterback fits.
All right. I hope so. Next week, we'll do the mighty NFC South and NFC East. So
yes.
I think we definitely started with our favorite 2 divisions.
Yes.
And now we have the scrap heap next week, but we still got to talk about it.
Do indeed.
And then we'll do AFC after that. Pretty soon it'll be week 1. Maybe we'll do predictions. We might have 2 weeks after we talk about the division. Yeah. But anyway, extremely awesome content, no matter what it is, coming your way. Go Vikings! Okay.